Okay, so we had some brake light going on and off randomly. We decided to change the disc pads as well as the reservoir and the master cylinder, because the master cylinder was about end of life. So this is how the old one looks like. You can see how dirty the fluid is in there. And I decided, instead of just flushing it, to replace it, we put a new one in. And that will be connected up to the two lines, filled up, and what we'll need to do is just flush the air out of it before we connect the lines, and then we are ready to replace the disc pads and flush the whole system. So this is the side plate of this on the brake pad, and that shows you how rusted it is, even though that there is still enough life left on the brake pad. But you can see how bad this is. It just comes off. So we are replacing it with new ones. So that's the old, that's the new. So as you can see, there was still enough left on it. It could still have gone a couple of thousand kilometers, but this was totally rotten away, so replaced it. But you can see how good the new ones fit, and also you can see the unevenness, because this one was rotten, and how uneven it actually used to break. Bolt is there. It's not in. A rubber hammer. Starts the thread by hand. So you know there's no cross threading. Okay. And now we have to torque it to the right specifications. You see, look at this. It's been leaking. And that's where the part of the corrosion comes from. Alright. Now we have to torque those caliper pin bolts up to 42 foot-pounds. You can hear it click. Means we've reached the 42. There we go. So we decided to replace the disc pads yesterday, and then because we replaced the disc pads in the master brake cylinder, we are flushing the brake fluid, and as you can see, this is the color it should be as it is coming out, but this is the color that actually came out of the system. And that's why it's important to make sure that you flush your system regularly, I would say 3 years or so, to make sure that it stays clean. Fortunately, I have to pull this out because I have to empty this. Okay, so the whole idea is to clear the system, so basically flush the old fluid out, and we're going to keep on draining it here at the bleeding valve until it becomes clear. So as you drain it or bleed it at the bleeding valves, you have to make sure that you keep the reservoir full. It was full, it's going down as we start bleeding at the back. And what you want to do is when you bleed, you want to start at the furthest end and then work your way to the closest end. So basically, in our case, it's the passenger side rear, the driver side rear, then the passenger front, and last, the driver's front. Here's the new ones that came through, and here's the old ones that we sucked out. You can see a big difference in the two colors. This is quite dirty and black. I don't know if it has been replaced ever, but it should be a light yellow color, basically see-through, transparent white.